is uh, got me all confused now. He's an inspirational and international speaker. He is has kids. He's been married for 27 years.
That's right.
You have to tell your secret on that one. And with a political background, which I know, and he's also here to talk about his book, Who Am I? Awesome. So why don't you tell the people about yourself, Steve?
So who are you, Steve?
Well, before I say who am I just want to say thank you to Grant and this wonderful organization for inviting me for this impromptu moment to share. So I want to thank you.
Alyssa,
thank you very much, Alyssa. I got to remember that, right?
That's okay. That's okay. I got a good memory, but it's short. So if I call you Gus or something,
just read the name of the book in front of you, Grant.
Oh, sorry. So Steve's also been a speaker at one of the past events that we did.
Yeah.
The very
first. Giving me my start, man. That 10 minutes of power was bang on.
You kicked it.
Yeah,
awesome.
that's right.
And I still have your
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was inspirational in itself.
Yeah, man, you got to send it to me because I don't even think I have a copy of it.
We can steal it off YouTube. We put it on YouTube.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I've been married for 27 years, as you've been saying, and I have 7 wonderful children. Spent a lot of time pouring in my kids and so forth. And it's funny where I am at right now is because my daughter at the time was 15 years old, and she came to me. She said, "Daddy, why did you start a cleaning company?" Because I had ran a janitorial company for 27 years, and she asking me that question made me realize, Grant, that I actually was not happy. I wasn't feeling fulfilled from providing for the family and everything. That was great, but that's not really what I do. Okay. So on the
the trials and tribulations of contractors and everything else.
Yeah,
was happening.
That was fun. We're living in this age where you can just record it and people become interested in what you're doing and so forth. Because I was really intrigued that when I actually started, okay, we want to see what that looks like. You think what you're watching, but yeah, people are watching. And we finished the renovations, and yeah,
that's awesome. And then it was the life of the Uber driver. I saw that one. That was really good. Were you actually putting people on the spot, or did you tell them full warn them?
Yes. I would never ever put somebody on the spot like that. That's like that's too much of a hidden camera for me, right? So gotta keep it that interview right now, impromptu interview, and I got doing some big art and directors and now that I
all because of that.
Yeah. The interesting thing, 3 people told me about Melody talent agency the same day, right? And so when I got home that evening at around 10:30, I just went online, and there's a sign-up process online, and next day they called me, and next week I was actually on set.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been on Designated Survivor. I've been on 4 times, and I've been on Perfect Citizen once.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm actually shooting a movie down in Toronto right now. It's just the closing out of it. It's the life of Ulrich Cross.
Okay.
And soon as we finish this interview, I actually have to
run down
there and finish the final scene. For my final scene, anyways. But the movie is closing up now.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Actually, I heard there was a video that went out yesterday on I think it was City. And they were talking about how Toronto has become one of the go-to destinations for movie sets now.
Yes.
Yeah.
And John Tory, he's doing a fabulous job too of bringing a little bit more Bollywood in town and so forth. And I would tell people that you don't have to go to LA anymore to pick up work right in the movie industry. It's thriving. It's right here. All you got to do is put your nose to the grind and plug in. That's what I did. And the week after, here I am.
Won't be long, and we'll have the big. They'll have to make a mountain here first, but instead of Hollywood, they'll have Toronto.
They already do. I mean, they got the Six. They got views from like all the Six has branded itself to the point where it's like Drake's got it on lock.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, no, you can.
Yeah, personally speaking, I like T Dot. I think T Dot has a better ring to it.
I do too.
You know, not taking anything away from Drake calling us the Six, but you know, if we were to do a number, if Toronto is going to be 6, then we B-Town, we 7.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
we 7.
So tell us a little bit what it's like to be on set.
Well, it's quite interesting. I'm doing background work, but the movie that I'm doing now is actually my first speaking gig.
Okay.
But for the background, if anyone's interested in that, most of the people have their full-time jobs and they're just doing this on the side. There are some that do it full-time. You know, you get into ACTRA and the union and so forth. But essentially, you're guaranteed to get paid for 8 hours, whether you're there for 4 hours or not.
Okay.
So, you know, you just got to wait for your scene. So there's a lot of sitting around. So you basically, you know, bring something to do, and then they'll call you for your bit and so forth. And you get to meet a lot of interesting people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And what type of I guess would that be considered entrance level?
Yes,
Okay,
yeah, that's basically the entrance level, and because it's so vast now, it's all actually broken up. Because I'm here considering now to, like I just said, my first role as a speaker. I'm looking for what's called a principal agent.
Okay.
That's an agent that finds you speaking roles, and then there is voiceover work. That's an agent that finds you to do like for a voiceover for an ebook, for a commercial, for a cartoon, and so forth. The industry is so vast. They try not to cross over, because if you're going to pick a niche, right? So my agent that I have, Melissa Lee, she just deals with background work, and she has like over 7,000 people in her database.
Wow.
Yeah. She's doing quite well. She's actually been around for 17 years, and I do believe that she's the longest running BG agent in Toronto.
So is there money potential for someone who is not like a big star in acting?
Yeah, when you say there's money potential, yes, you're getting paid, but it's just a matter of how much you want to get paid. So you pick if you want to have it as a part-time gig where you say I want to pick up an extra $5,000 for the year or an extra $20,000. Money is there for that. And of course, if you want to be 100,000, 200,000, and in the millions, it's all there for that. It's just a matter of what dimension that you're willing to apply yourself. And if you do want to get into the big tickets, you got to do a lot of interviews and a lot of the word I'm looking for is audition. There it is. It was on the tip of my tongue. Roll it out. Auditions. Think of it from the perspective of this. If you have a field and you have seeds, the more seeds that you plant, you're going to get a larger harvest. So by doing one audition a week, chances are it's going to take you a long time to hit something. But if you're doing 4, 5, 10 auditions, because the opportunity is there, right? If your agent is doing his job, and then you yourself should be able to knock on some doors as well. So it's not that you're having somebody just do all the legwork for you. There are websites that you could go on, Toronto Background Casting, Procasting, and so forth. You plug into those, and then you do a little surfing yourself, and away you go.
So I know, like a lot of some big name actors, they kind of have a knack for certain things, so they go into that kind of I don't know what you would call it,
like a genre, you're saying?
Yeah, kind of like like James Gandolfini really fit the role of being a mafia person,
right?
Yeah. So are you looking to be in a certain genre, or are you looking to be one of those diverse actors?
Yes, I'm basically looking to be diverse. Of course, that if there is a strong genre that people are calling you for, when you're looking for work, you'll take it.
Yeah.
But there are some actors that will stop doing certain roles because they don't want to be typecast.
Yeah.
And that's what happened with James Gandolfini, and that's one of the reasons why Sopranos ended before he died. But that was one of the reasons, because he was labeled Tony Soprano.
Right.
And even for like someone like myself, and I know many other people, they couldn't see him in any other role because it didn't work. It didn't work because you knew who he was. He was this tough guy. He was this, a typical mafia guy. Right. So I always said that he should have kept going after that one
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what we call it, genre type of person.
Niche genre, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember the old show, I'm dating myself now, Welcome Back Carter with John Travolta.
Yes.
Right? And he was typecast as, you know, Vinnie Barbarina for so long, right? What? And it took him a while to break out of that, to actually break into, and then, you know, redefined himself.
For sure.
Right?
For
So,
sure.
yeah, and Steve Urkel, that's another thing. He played the role so well, right? People can't see him beyond that.
It's true.
Yes.
It's true. But
It's
I mean,
it's like
that-
branding, right? You
Yes.
brand yourself a certain way, and that's how you become. People only see you that
Right.
way.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I mean, it's a good thing if you're talented, but I guess it's a bad thing too when you do the role so well.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. Unless it could be that they pay you so well too, right?
true.
Well, casting directors.
Victor Newman, right? Young and the Restless. I mean, come on.
The ladies to this day still go crazy for Victor.
Even
This
his
guy's
commercials,
like, what, 80 years old.
even the commercials, he's still Victor Newman. You know?
Yeah.
I don't even think people know what his actual name is because
You're absolutely
know.
right. I don't know.
It's Eric Braden.
Ah.
But
Okay.
So Alyssa
You just
likes
educated me today.
my mom used to watch Young and the Restless. I mean, growing up, that's all it was on, like soap operas on my TV at home. So like you grow up with those
Right.
things, and then later you like find out. Obviously, I know I like to know who the actresses are and the actors that are played, because I like to know who they are as people,
Right.
opposed to the characters they play. Because I really love their character,
Right.
but then I'm like, but what kind of people are they?
Uh-huh.
You know?
That's true. That is true.
Well, now that you're getting into acting, do you have any dream roles that you would like be more particular to versus others? Because I know
Right.
you want to be diverse, but I'm sure there's some that you're like, if I had a choice, this is what I would love to do.
Yes. My dream role would be able to depict somebody that really influenced change.
Okay.
Like, for instance, one of my heroes is Nelson Mandela.
Yes.
Right. So that would be a dream role. Not necessarily him, but somebody like that had such a great impact. You know, 42 million people in South Africa, and he literally changed, you know, one statement. He said many things, but one of the greatest statement that I love from him is when he said, freedom is an idea that I'm willing to live for, but if needs be, freedom is an idea I am prepared to die for.
Yes.
Yes, powerful words.
He has an incredible story. When you think about what he went through,
Yes.
and to still come out looking positive and seeing the world still in a positive outlook,
Yes.
that's pretty incredible.
Yes,
That's-
and I actually went to South Africa, and I actually stood in the jail.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
You stretch your hands from fingertip to fingertip, and that was
That
the
was the
size.
width?
Yes, that was the width of his cell. Yeah.
And he was in there for I think it was 7,
Almost 27 years.
27 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
26 and change. Yeah.
And to still come out and not have a chip on your shoulder that you hate people.
Yes, yeah.
Right?
The movie there that he put out there,
Mm-hmm.
that about I'm trying to remember the name of it now. The soccer, the rugby.
Yes,
The
yes.
rugby. Do you remember the name of it? I'm
I
trying to
don't,
remember.
but
Yeah.
I know the video.
Invictus.
Okay.
Invictus. That, if you watch that movie, and it's powerful how he literally used a game to really transform and heal a nation.
Yeah.
Because you have to
Yes.
understand that the ratio, there was 42 million people, and 4 million of that was white. The rest was black. And so when apartheid crumbled, literally there was so much anger. They literally wanted to eradicate every white person in South Africa. And, you know, Nelson Mandela came in and says, no, you will be worse than you.
Well, the thing it's because of how he understood people. He didn't understand the race and the culture. It was people in general and how they would react to certain situations. Yes,
Right.
obviously their race plays a factor,
Right.
but it's not necessarily what's going to happen if, you know, you're in that situation or circumstance. So he understood how people's minds worked and how they would deconstruct the situation in order to how they would react to it, essentially.
Right, right. So, anyways, Grant, I wanted to give you this copy of the book. You know, I really appreciate you inviting me here. And
You just switched to the whole side. We were getting the juicy
yeah, but
material
you know,
here.
I forgot
It's all
to give
good,
this
it's all
gift
good.
at the beginning. It should have been done at the beginning, right? And so I said, you know, let me present this book on the behalf of Steve Kerr. I want to present this copy of this book for you. Who Am I? Maps to Your Success. And I hope that you would read it, and
Absolutely.
you would find nuggets of wisdom in here that you can apply to your life.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
So are you going to be doing an audio on this?
You know what? I'm considering it. I think it will.
I wouldn't consider it. I would do it.
Yes, yes, I should say I will do it. It's just a matter of time.
Okay.
And I was actually thinking, should I use my voice or should I
think you
use
should
somebody?
use your voice.
You think so?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
It's
So
more
we'll
authentic.
make it happen.
It's
We'll make
more
it happen.
authentic.
Yeah.
So you have to come in here and we'll record it for you, and then you just put it out.
Yes. And Alicia, right?
Alyssa.
Alyssa, I want to present a copy of my book to you too.
Oh, thank
and
you.
I hope that you will enjoy the read. And I got to give you a autograph in there. I got to put my autograph in there.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
Because
Alright.
you know when he hits it big time when it's
Yeah, the book-
acting, it's like I used to know Steve when he wrote this book, but
Yeah.
now he's on the silver screen.
Yeah, for sure. So Steve, I see that it has a tagline here. It says "Maps to Your Success,"
Yes.
but there's some extra P's in there.
Yes.
And
you're
I'm wondering
absolutely-
what that means.
Well, it's the training system that I put together to help people to find their passion and purpose, and that's if you see the double P's, passion and purpose, because essentially I strongly believe that we didn't accidentally arrive to this earth. I believe that we entered this world with gifts and talents, and if we have gifts and talents, that means we must have passion and purpose. And when you spend the time to discover what your passion and purpose is, and you move towards it, then you could actually learn how to monetize it as well. So I'm helping people to transition from what's called the 85 percentile, because they tell me statistically 85% of people actually don't like the job or the work that they do. So that's a lot of people that haven't really discovered who they are. And that's one of the reasons why I wrote the book. And I myself went through that transition, being a janitorial owner for quite some time. And then when my daughter came to me and said, why did you start a cleaning business? Me going through the process and everything. And then I went on a sabbatical, and then I discovered my passion, which is to coach and to help people to find their path and, ignite that passion that's in them so they can achieve their maximum potential.
Wow.
So as for the rest, I mean, it's in the book, but I get, when I have my training with people, whether in a group or one-on-one, we go through that extensively, and it's a minimum of 3-month process to really help. So, the M, it stands for, mastery. It stands for mission. It stands for meditation, because it just doesn't stand for one thing. There's a couple different things that it stands for. The A, it stands for activity. It stands for action, attitude. And I told you the P, it stands for passion and purpose, perseverance, and the S stands for system and success.
How long did it take you to put this together?
Well, the writing of the book took almost 2 years. I did take kind of a hiatus for about 6 months to get involved with the business.
Yeah, you did disappear for a little
Yeah,
bit.
I did disappear, and I went underground, and then I came back up and finished the book.
Okay.
So literally, I would say a year and a half, but 2 years to push it out because of the 6-month delay.
Yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
sure. So did you ever see yourself, like if I was to see Steve Kerr 5 years ago, would you have anticipated writing a book and now becoming an actor, like the direction you're going in?
It's funny you should say that, because when I was younger, in high school, the guidance counselor kind of steered me from writing. I wanted to be a reporter. I wanted to write. And, I was very athletic, and they kind of pushed me towards that. And at the time, I had very low self-esteem. I didn't really believe in myself. And essentially what he said was I wasn't university material, and I believed it. And so I never really pursued that. And then, it was through my first coach who I contracted, which is Noel Waldron, and I do believe he was on your show too. After my campaign, I came second in the last municipal race, and I was at an event, and Noel was actually one of the speakers there, and I was a speaker there. And I remember the words he said to me. He said, "I'm living my dream." And so I said, "I'm going to hook up with you." And after the campaign, I did win. So I hooked up with him, and lo and behold, here I am.
Nice. Did you go through Noel's course?
Yes, I went through Noel's course. It was a 2-month course, and I got to tell you, it was the best investment that I ever did, and we're still connected today. I was actually with him just about 7 or 8 days ago. Yeah.
Okay, can you repeat that one more time?
Which
The first part, about the investment.
Oh, it was one of the best investment that I ever did. And notice, I said investment, right? You have to pour into yourself. If you want to better yourself, you got to invest in your mind, and you got to invest in people that know how to get you to the next step in your life. And Noel Waldron was that person for me. I needed him, and he's my first coach, and he'll forever be a part of my process.
He's awesome. Noel is really doing an amazing job in the community. The
Yeah.
reason why I wanted to ask you again was because Noel has actually been generous enough to donate to our grand prize.
Ah.
And he's actually giving away one spot, the Game Changer course.
Ah.
So the 60-day course. So right now, guys, we actually have one of his finished products
Yeah.
right here.
All right.
And
Hey, Noel, thank you.
I've noticed a difference with Steve from when I first met him to now too. You're very
It's refined.
thank you.
It's a refined version of
I was
Steve.
thinking like this, but I couldn't think of the word.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I was there at the first expo too, so I did see a little bit of your speech and your talk. You can see the way that your delivery has changed.
Uh-huh.
The way you deliver your message has changed, and it's become refined and more directed, and you know exactly what is it you want to tell people and how you want to deliver it.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
Thank
yes,
you very
yes.
much. It's about applying the information, and Noel has some wonderful information. He breaks down the mind. You know, everyone has a brain, but not everybody uses their mind.
Yes. So I wanted to ask you another question. You mentioned about your political campaign. That is a cutthroat business.
Yes, it is. It's
a dirty business.
It's a tough haul, and you know, when you say dirty, I chose to keep it clean.
Degree,
yeah,
to a degree, right?
Yeah.
But what did you run for, and what was your experience?
Yeah, I ran for city council for wards. Actually, wards 2 and 6 the first time in 2010.
Who is the spot right now?
In wards 1 and 5, where I ran second time, it's Grant Gibson.
Okay.
Yeah, he's in there for a while, and I think it is time for him to go for sure.
What inspired you to do it?
Well, I believe right now that Brampton is an amazing city, but I don't believe that Brampton is getting the recognition that it needs. I happen to know some statistics from Toronto that 100,000 people merge into Toronto on an annual basis. That's because of what Toronto has to offer, but it's unfortunate that the infrastructure of Toronto, even their transportation and so forth, it's overloaded right now.
Yes.
And so I believe that Ontario needs another great city. And so by getting the right together and to put the proper plan in place, I do believe we could become on the map as a great city that people want to leave other parts of the world and come into Brampton. And that's why I was for the LRT, and it's unfortunate that, you know, the councillors were, short on that, and we dropped the ball on a $400 million project.
You know, what's funny is I had a chance to, I don't know what they call it, but that horseshoe that you go in and sit where they actually do the count, all the council members get together in the mayor, and they run through all bills.
Yes.
I got a chance
Council
to sit
chair.
there. And the one observation that I've seen is I think there needs to be a little more diversity in the councillors, because we are a very diverse city. It's predominantly white
I agree.
caucus.
Yes.
And very old school mentality, the amount of diversification stuff that was actually presented to them that was turned down when I was there. One of them being ethnic media, and that's one of the reasons why we were there. I was actually very disappointed with a lot of the comments that these people who are supposed to be for the community and supposed to be running the city, some of the comments that they were saying was actually I was withdrawn. You know.
Yes. I
want to send a shout to Councilor Deros and Sir Bowman as well.
Hey, they're Bowman. All right.
Yes, both of them are very into the community.
Yes.
They're excluded from what I said.
No, but I don't know unless you've spoken to them. I attended a reception last year, and they were very pro-diversity. They really wanted to encourage a lot more people to get into politics and to stand up for the people and to share their message as well. And it was very encouraging to see someone who is already standing there and who is very involved in especially the Caribbean community.
Right. Yeah, I go to a lot of events and I do see those guys. They're out and they're doing their thing. It's just some of the older folks.
Yeah.
Right. Guys, I got to tell you right now, Brampton, get out and vote. Okay? I'm not saying get out and vote for Steve, because I can't even make men if I'm even going to run again. All you have to be a part of the electorate process. Get out and vote. Get to know your council, get to know your mayor, and that's how you make a difference. You either put your name in the hat and run, or put your name in the ballot box and vote. Okay, it's very important. It's absolutely essential, especially the Caribbean community. Yes. We're the second largest community.
Although
in
I think you can't complain.
Yes, you have nothing to say if you're not going to vote.
Exactly.
Yes.
We got to send a shout out to our mayor.
Yes.
Mayor Jeffrey.
Linda Jeffrey. I've had dinner with her many times. And do see her a lot of events. Shout out to Linda Jeffries, more power to her.
Yeah.
So let's not as you know, I can't say I'm reading the list. I do drink camping, right? So I can't say.
So you have a manager that actually directs you when you do this stuff like that?
Yes, it's very important that you have strong people in your corner. Actually, people knock on doors, and I got to now have some money put away because it's a lot of work, and you got to mark yourself.
Well, campaigning is a hard job. I mean, spoke to a couple of politicians who've been like running in the last couple elections, like ward elections and community elections, and say, I mean, if people don't know who you are and they don't understand your message, they can't vote for you.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, you got to get word out there. Yeah.
So on average, what is someone run for councillor? What type of budget would they need?
Well, on the short end, you could run a half decent campaign with $4,000, but I would say top end $12,000.
Okay.
Yeah, if you have a $12,000 budget, you could run a really good campaign. There's a lot of people that spend a lot more money than that. I don't think it's really needed. If you have a tight-knit group and everyone knows what they're doing and they're willing to put in the time, and just to let you know that the next campaign is actually going to be shorter. They've chopped it down. It's not going to be 10 months anymore. Okay. Yeah, I think they took off maybe about 3 or 4 months. Don't quote me on that, but I know that it's going to be a later call for the campaign versus the 1st of January or the 2nd of January. It's going to be a little later down, maybe March or April.
I think it takes dedication too, because you actually have to do door knocking, introduce yourself, hear people's concerns, the whole thing. I mean, so kudos to you, man. That's awesome. If you ran twice and you actually put in that effort, that is awesome.
Yes, it's opened a lot of doors for me. I learned a lot, processing, and people started and said, you know, Steve, seeing you run, that inspired me. And I had a couple people, you know, Andre Levy and Allison Brown, they came on board and said I inspired them, and they put their name in the hat too. So I did some coaching for them as they went through the electorate process. Yeah.
Shout out to Allison Brown.
Allison Brown, Andre Levy.
I know Andre Levy actually.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
You
Yeah.
do?
Okay.
Yeah, he's a great photographer as well.
So let me ask you, who ticked you off?
What do you mean?
So that way, because you want to make a difference in the communities, something.
Yeah, I believe that businesses, and then facilities as well. Like, you know, you have a lot of hockey arenas, you have a lot of, you know, figure skating and so forth. But then when it comes to like actually into High City, we do not have one indoor track and field facilities, right? If it wasn't for Garnet Menning, he's the one that was instrumental in getting the soccer center, right? We didn't have a soccer center before the soccer center, and you see there's a lot of young people that love that sport, and to my understanding, that's the number one used facilities in the city of Brampton right now. So I would love to know anyone out there would have some money. I would love to get a track and field facilities here indoor, because right now all those high schools they want the Toronto versus that money that we can hear in.
Hopefully that'll come in. That'll be a university that we're expecting to.
Well, yes, and that is a whole process as well. You know, there's the unlimited efforts to an end, so into that process to get a mirror in that's, you know, citing some of the inside secret that I know. But once again, even that the site is there, but there's a lot of infrastructure that still needs to get in place. The location that was designated 20 years back is McLaughlin and Queen. Okay. Yes, that location right there. Yes, that whole big area. And then there's talks also about where right across from the GO station, the Canadian Tire area there. You know, right at Bramley Road and Steeles.
Okay.
Yes. So those are the two primary locations. I do feel that ideally it should be over at the McLaughlin and Queen, but then they're also talking about having something smaller, like smaller buildings in the downtown core, which will revive the downtown core.
It'll actually be a lot better for the downtown core, just because it's so congested that to add a university there and to have student traffic now in there all the time. Like right now, there isn't too many students that you see the travel in there except for the GO station or the bus station. But to put a university now there, you have a couple maybe smaller villages, it might be fine. But I don't know about putting the university right in downtown, like somehow revamp the entire
Well, like I
area.
said, traffic is what drives, right? But no matter where the university goes, Grant and Alyssa, no matter where it goes, Brampton needs a university.
Yes, we do. I
It's
agree.
a long time coming. I mean,
Yeah.
Sheridan College has been carrying this, but really, we need your statistic on that is the communities that have a university, 60% actually stay in the community where they go for their university. So essentially, that's losing what I call, my opinion, our greatest resource, right? We have 60% of our young people aren't coming back to Brampton after they finish their 4-year, their 5-year tenure. So if we now have a university here, not only will we keep our greatest resource, but then we will attract ethnic diversity in which that
I can
is.
actually speak to that because when I was in high school, a lot of my graduating class were like, "Oh my god, I can't wait to get out of Brampton."
Right.
They're like, "I don't want to stay here. There's nothing here for me. What am I gonna do if I live in Brampton?
Right.
I can't work here. I can't create. Like, I'm in Toronto and live in Toronto
Right.
and make my career there," which is so funny because I work now.
Right.
And but Brampton is reviving itself slowly, really again, and people are now like investing here and actually here opening a business here.
Yes, sir. I love the city. Grant, I've been living here for over 40 years of my life. I've only
There's
been
a lot of changes.
yes,
too.
I
Yeah.
have. Oh, 1971, March 26th.
Mhm.
So I've been here a long time. I did leave for a short bit when I was in Cambridge.
That was when you were 2 years old. You moved here, right?
No, I was 6. I just celebrated my 52nd birthday just
Wow.
March 27th. I turned
Wow.
52. Yes.
That is awesome.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
That is really, really good. I need definitely more on business core as well.
Yes.
Trying to develop
Yeah.
that. There's been a lot of things that have come and were supposed to happen. I think got put to the way too. We were supposed to let
Yes.
Mississauga Road.
There's a
and,
ton-
there was, I don't know if it still is or not.
Well, my understanding is still is. I don't really know what the delay is. I haven't really.
I don't think they know. I don't know what the logistics are yet with that.
What's this river walk I keep hearing about? There's some sort of river walk they want to do. When a month ago when the prime minister was here, when he sat with the mayor, they talked about funding for that as well.
Mhm.
Some sort of special river walk that they're implementing in here. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not